Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, bringing another video today, and this is of 7 things I would change on stock Android 4.4. Now this is on a Nexus device, and as we know, this is stock Android. However, there are some things that I do miss when going to a Nexus device. This is my first one in 2 years. The last one I had was the Galaxy Nexus. And I used to be an Android purist, meaning that I only like stock Android. However, there are now things that I do miss since I've used other manufacturer skins, from Sense to TouchWiz to LG's interface to even Motorola's light interface. So these are 7 things that I would want to have on stock Android. Now, disclaimer, of course, most of these things you can get with third-party apps, and that'll fix it. However, I wish these would come out of the box. So these are 7 things that I would like to see on stock Android. Part 1 would be something that I know Google is working on, and it's even in the code of the Nexus device. But right now, to get it out, it's a thing that you have to get to, and it doesn't look right yet, which is show the battery percentage. It's something so small, but something that I cannot stand not having. So much that I cannot have that I have to have a widget that tells me. I like to know exactly where I'm at with battery life. I hate not having the percentage. It's just really nice when I have the percentage on every other device I own, and I need to have it on my Nexus. So that would be one thing that, again, Google has, but it's like a white on white right now. My guess is because the code isn't right and Google isn't ready to push it out yet, but it's something we should see in the very near future. The second thing that I have seen that I just missed when having a Nexus is, again, a lot of these are very small, but something as simple as when I hit the volume button, I wish that I would have all of the volume. So normally on other skins there is a barcode that comes up, right? Or sorry, when this barcode or when this bar comes up, you have a settings gear. You can tap that in order to switch, say, the volume up on your music before you play a song or before you play a video. On here, you first have to play the song, then you can see the audio one. Otherwise, though, you won't be able to. So that's just something that I wish that I could see all of the 4 different audios when I hit the volume rocker after pushing like a settings button. It's something that's a quick access that is very useful and that I wish I had on a Nexus device. Another thing is toggles. Now, obviously on a Nexus device, you have a 1-finger pull down and a 2-finger pull down. Or you can just 1-finger pull down and hit this little icon right here. My problem is how the toggles are done. One very annoying thing that I find with these toggles is tapping it takes me to the screen, whereas holding it down will turn it on and off. This should be inverse. Most other manufacturers do these inverse, as well as they also have the ability to have it so that when you do have it inverse, that also third parties do it as well. So if you download a third-party toggle switcher, you will generally tap to turn off and on, and then hold it down to go into the menu, which makes a lot more sense. Most of the time you just need to turn things on and off, like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS. You just need to tap them to turn it on and off. You really don't need to go into the menu most of the time. So it makes more sense that a tap is turning on and off, and holding down is going into the menu. It makes a lot more sense than tapping is going into the menu and you have to hold it down to turn it on and off. It's the inverse of what makes sense or what you use most of the time. I would like the toggle, at least like 1 row of toggles just to be right away. I find that a lot more useful on LG devices and Samsung devices when they have that. It just makes a lot more sense. Also, when it comes to the app drawer, I love the new app drawer. So I do love the way that, get rid of widgets, 1 more row, and the app drawer is so simplified in alphabetical order. I love the app drawer. There is one thing I would change with it though, and that is I like when I can go all the way around. I'd hate hitting a brick wall on my app. So if I need to get, Zedge, I literally have to go all the way to the end. Or if I want to get YouTube, I have to go all the way to the end. It's just something that I wish they would have, just being able to go all the way around. Obviously, you can change this with the launcher, routing, and lots of other things, but it's something that I just wish was built in. Or at least the fact that if I would hit any of these dots, it would jump to it, such as either Samsung or iOS devices, or on Samsung devices you can even go like this and it'll go through very quickly. That would be another good solution, but I just want to be able to go to the end of the alphabet without needing to do this every time. It's just a little bit of a hassle comparing to what I would normally need to do. Second is, I love the OK Google feature. This is a great feature and really well done. However, Motorola has something that this doesn't and I want, and that is when the screen is off, I cannot say, OK Google, and it would wake up. On the Motorola, you can do that. So this is something that I would love for stock Android to have. It's something that I definitely liked once I saw it, and I've wanted since I saw it. Now you can get, again, third-party apps like Open Mic Plus, I believe it was called, and that will not only do the same thing, but it'll actually do it very well, so to the point where you can say something else besides OK Google. Now when it comes to the last two features, they're kind of tied together. The first one is the Gallery app. Oh my god, I'm so tired of this icon. This icon has been around way too long, and the layout of this app has not changed since I believe Android 4.0. I think that was the last big change, because 2.3 was very old school. And 4.0, it hasn't changed since, and I would like a refresh to it. In my opinion, probably one of the best galleries is HTC's. I really like the way their gallery is laid out, as well as even Sony's. I just want a new gallery. This is very dated to me at this point. It has not changed since Android 4.0, and it looks the same, and I just wish that there was an update to it. So that would be one thing I would love to see. And another thing I would love to see is a new camera UI. Now I know the camera UI is relatively new, but there's some things that I really like on other devices that I don't have on here. For instance, the fact that I have to toggle between photo and video is just too much. Other newer camera UIs have both photo and video right then and there, so you can just tap either the photo or the video. This way you're not left with taking a 5 second to 7 second video randomly when you're trying to take a photo and tell everyone to pose. It's just an annoying feature that I do like on other devices, that now I can just either tap photo or tap video. The other thing is, since a lot of people aren't as familiar with these kind of menu settings, I feel that they are a little bit difficult, so you won't know that you can go like this right away, and it takes some getting used to. I feel they're very techie oriented, but not very consumer friendly oriented. If you're a techie, you'll love it. If you're not though, you're not gonna like it and what I always try to do is apply things that make sense to the general public. The other thing I would love to see is a voice command to take photos. So simply, such as LG and Samsung both have a capture, smile, cheese, shoot, and it would take photos. I use this all the time on my devices and would love to use this on a Nexus device. So these are 7 things that I would change on stock Android. What would you change? And are there some features that you just don't see as useful and that you think are perfect or great? Please let me know in the comment section down below, and let's see which ones you can come up with. Thank you for watching this, and if you found it informative, please give a like, thumbs up down below. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.